Welcome one, welcome all. It's time for another exciting edition of the show with no name. And I hope you guys are ready to rock because right now it's time for liftoff.
10,
Come on,
9, 8,
countdown
7,
with me.
6, 5.
I need all the help
4,
I can get,
3,
folks. Come on.
2,
1, come
0.
on.
Ignition.
We're almost there.
Liftoff.
Here we go.
Liftoff. 30 minutes after the hour.
Here we go, baby, baby.
Get ready. Hold on to your hats. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hats. Get ready for the ride of your life. The show with no name time.
Where?
Vaughn Radio.
Right. Vaughn Radio. I love it. I hope you do too. Let's go. All right. All aboard, amigos. It is time for an English extravaganza. Get ready to go to a lot of exciting places today on our English journey. We're going to learn English with music, movies, pop culture, games, and of course, you will be challenged here on the show today, as you are every day. And as every day, you rise to the challenge. So, kudos to you, show with no namers. Keep up the wonderful work as the holiday season approaches. I can only say one thing. I'm so damn proud of you. What an amazing year it's been, 2023. Man, can't believe it, folks. Doesn't it feel like yesterday that we were saying, oh man, I keep writing 2022. I keep forgetting to write 2023. Well, now you're going to forget to write 2024 because it's right around the corner now, folks. And as with every holiday season, we've got tons to celebrate, amigos. Kicking off with this coming Friday. Now, I don't know when you're listening to this, but this is the 1st of December. We are throwing a huge bash. Un fiestón. And why? Well, it's the holiday season. Why not? But also, we are celebrating 20 years on the air, thanks to you guys. Attention, all Vaughn Radio listeners.
We're having a party. Everybody swinging. Oh, yeah. Dancing to the music. Where is it? On the radio.
That's right, we're having a party, and you're invited. Join us December 1st on the show with no name. We'll have special guests, Vaughn Radio Trivia, where we can see how well you know your favorite radio station, plus flashbacks, and you can even win prizes. Join us on December 1st. I'll be in the studio with Richard Vaughn, Kyle Miller, and many other Vaughn Radio presenters. Join us as we celebrate 20 years on the air. Because as Rod Stewart said,
we're having a party. Everybody swinging. Oh, yeah. Dancing to the music. Where is it?
On the radio. So join us. See you on December 1st. We've got a lot to celebrate. 20 years on the air, thanks to you.
I've been following you for years. Wow.
All right, amigo. So don't miss it this coming Friday. And we want to hear from you guys. In fact, I already got a message from Kubla. I got another one from, I got a couple messages already. So I can't remember right now, but thank you. Nacho's going to be producing the show that day, but I'm sending all of these 1-minute messages to Nacho. And if you haven't sent us one yet, which is the majority of you, I'd love it. Now, you got two things. We got question of the week, but I would prefer, if you're going to do this, that you do this first. Make it a priority, as we say. Why? Well, this show is going to go down in history as our 20th anniversary show. The heavyweights will be there. Technicians who are heavyweights. Sound engineers, technicians. They do a little bit of everything. They know the technical stuff, but they've also got that creativity, which is hard. It's hard to be tech savvy and creative. You're mixing left and right brain there, but somehow Nacho, Tino, and not just Nacho and Tino, all of the amazing people who have passed through these doors. I'm talking about DJ Spanglish, Alvaro Quesada, Claire Williams, Drew Crosby, Richard Brown. I mean, all people who have made Vaughn Radio what it is. And those people, included in those people, is you guys. So, send us a message, a 1 minute, keep it around a minute, because we want to hear from many of you. That's the idea. We've got trivia planned. You're going to get 10 questions based on Vaughn Radio. So do your homework. And I'll let you guys know. I'm not sure where we're going to be streaming yet, but you're not going to want to miss that show. December 1st. So that means today, tomorrow, ASAP. Send me a 1-minute audio note from your phone. You can send it to aalonso@grupovon.com. Tell us, or just say congrats, whatever. I don't want to tell you what to say. We're having a party. We want you in on it, in El Ajo. So what do you want to say? Send us your soundbite to aalonso@grupovon.com. And as always, I look forward to hearing from each and every one of you. Cada uno. Also, another place where I'd love to hear from you is Question of the Week.
Question of the Week.
That's right, amigos. Question of the Week. Now, let me explain something here. I should have said this yesterday, but it slipped my mind. Se me ha olvidado. And basically, the question of the week that we're going to look at, the current one, is not this Friday. Now, some of you probably put 2 and 2 together. To put 2 and 2 together means you figured it out. Lo averiguaste. No, es de cajón un poco. Because this Friday, I want to hear from you guys about your Vaughn Radio experience or what it is to you. And then the following Friday is when we're going to take a look at the question of the week. So again, what is your priority? If you're going to participate in both, look at the calendar. We want this one, the one telling us about Vaughn Radio, before this Friday. And the other one, the one where you tell us your earliest memory, that's before next Friday. O sea, the following Friday. And that's what it is, folks. It's tell us your earliest memory, tu recuerdo más temprano que has tenido, ¿no? Más temprano. Did you say it like that? Me suena raro. Well, your earliest childhood memory, and that's not for this coming Friday. In fact, let me look at the calendar just to let you know the exact date. So the party is the 1st, and then we'll take a look at that question on the 8th of December. So that is December 8th. Oh, no, wait. Is December 8th a holiday? I think December 8th. Uh-oh. Well, we might have to. We'll figure it out, guys. First priority is send us the 1-minute voice message telling us, how you discovered Vaughn Radio. I'll just give you some ideas. How you discovered Vaughn Radio, what Vaughn Radio is to you, one of your favorite things about Vaughn Radio, where you listen. I love when some people tell me, at the book fair or other events, they say, hey, Alberto, we have breakfast together every morning. And I'm like, oh, awesome. What do we have? Oh, man, I'm getting hungry. And I imagine you guys are hungry for a challenge in today's pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. That's right, amigos. It's your pop quiz. And today we're going to listen to something from a Vaughn material called Vocabulario en Inglés que deberías conocer. It is an awesome resource. It's available at our Vaughn tienda. You guys can pick it up over there. As with many materials, remember, we still have tons of deals going on, right? Oh, man, tons of deals. Muchas ofertas. Just go to our website, grupovaughn.com. I'm serious, guys. I mean, I recommend all our courses, all our materials, and I recommend them even more when they're cheaper. I mean, I went food shopping this morning, grocery shopping. Okay, I like ham. Jamón york, you call it. I like it when it's cheaper. I like it when it's 2 for 1, even more. You catch my drift? Me pillas? Me captas? You catch my drift? Sure. I like, lemonade. I like a 2 for 1 deal on lemonade. All of a sudden, that lemonade tastes sweeter, doesn't it? Even though it's the same lemonade. So go on over and check out our lemonade. I'm giving you a parable over here. You can get more information at grupovaughn.com. You can follow us on social media. In fact, if you're following on social media, they just shared some videos, some little greetings for you guys from us, the presenters at Vaughn Radio. So we want to hear from you too. You know what I mean? It's a little bit of give and take, right? Round and round we go, creating this synergy. So we're going to hear something from Vocabulario en Inglés que deberías conocer. Now, in this book, you will find are you ready for this? 4,500 of the most important words and or collocations in the English language. Okay? It's called Vocabulario en Inglés que deberías conocer. It's written by Richard Vaughn, the one and only Richard Vaughn. And it's for all levels. And you've got 5 hours of audio to accompany it. It's kind of like, the top, if you had to, like Inglés en 1000 palabras, whatever. That's not. But let's say if Richard Vaughn, from all his years of experience, had to choose the top 4,500 words or expressions. They're all in here. Vocabulario en Inglés que deberías conocer, available at the Vaughn tienda. vontienda.com. All right, so we're going to listen to a little audio excerpt right now, and we'll see if you guys can get, well, hopefully you can get a lot from it. But then I've got something for you to do. As always, I've got a job for you. And it will consist, firstly, in listening to this audio clip, and then I'll give you your mission, your task. Again, this is from Vocabulario en Inglés que deberías conocer. It's available at vontienda.com.
List 180.
Ansiedad,
Anxiety.
biólogo,
Biologist.
competitividad,
Competitiveness.
recortes,
Cutbacks.
deber,
Duty.
falso,
Fake.
duro, severo,
Harsh.
en resumidas cuentas,
In short,
capa,
Layer.
ingenuo,
naive.
recorte de prensa,
Press clipping.
al pormenor,
Retail.
independiente y seguro de sí,
Self-reliant.
zapatillas, para casa,
Slippers.
paja,
Straw.
la gota que colmó el vaso,
The last straw.
solicitar,
To apply for.
aclarar,
To clear up.
salir adelante,
To get ahead.
traspapelar, perder,
To misplace.
descartar,
To rule out.
tropezar,
To stumble.
subestimar,
To underestimate.
injusto,
Unfair.
ya lo superarás,
You'll get over it.
All right, there you go, folks. Now, as you can see, that's like normal stuff, like en resumidas cuentas. And if you notice what Richard Vaughan does is he kind of plays with the words. So he gave you the literal meaning in one of those, well, Ximena, but again, it was written by Richard Vaughan. It's called Vocabulario en Inglés que deberías conocer. And here's what I want you to give me. Let's see what you extracted from this audio. All right. 3 different words or collocations, and I want you guys to use them in context, preferably your context, in a way that you would actually use them. So when in your life, Cristina, Marisol, Born to Iron Man, David, when would you use en resumidas cuentas? Now, that's not the one we're looking at. And that's in short, in a nutshell. To make a long story short, hay varias formas de decirlo. But this is a really awesome book, especially for English explorers, because I know you guys will take it and you'll add your own expressions, you know, as we do here, playing with words. So the first one I want you to give me, and if you could give me them all in one post, please. The first one is recortes. Recortes. It's a word we hear often these days. The second one they translated as duro or severo. We use this to talk about weather, maybe a punishment, un castigo, que es duro o severo. Very common words. Again, that's what they all have in common here. And the last one is somebody who believes everything. They said ingenuo. So, what are those 3 words? And give them to me in context. De hecho, what's the best way to use the word ingenuo? Think about it. Piensa en alguien que conoces que es ingenuo. I can give you one. McFly, George McFly in Back to the Future, right? There's my movie reference, Chris. All right, let's see who's in our virtual classroom this morning getting ready to participate. David, what's up, David? He says, good morning, Alberto and mates. Good morning to you, good sir. Great to have you on board. Born to Iron Man, always ready to rock, siempre al pie del cañón. Morning, amigos. Let's have a ball. I'll tell you what. I know to you that's not a totally native, but you don't know how many students born to Iron Man would say, let's enjoy. It's okay, but it would be a lot more common to say, let's have fun. Let's have a ball. Let's have a blast. So that's why you got yourself a totally native. Good start. Como decimos, you're off to a good start. Born to Iron Man. Awesome. You know what? I need a little sun today and a little sea. Oh, great. There's Marisol. All right. I'll stop. No, I won't stop. 'Cause I can't stop. And I won't stop. I can't stop. Marisol, great to have you on board. She says, I'm so antsy. How many totally natives have I thrown your way so far? Wow, there's 2 totally natives already. So to be antsy, inquieta, con ganas. Here's one for you. To be on tenterhooks. Estar en ascuas, you say? To be on tenterhooks. So she says, I'm so antsy to be at the party on Friday. En vez de on the party, Marisol. Esos. Oh, man. They kill me. Those pesky prepositions. Molestos, right? By the way, we have materials that are focused on prepositions at the Von Tienda. So you can get resources that work specifically on that. Again, I hate to be a pain in the ass or a pain in the neck, un poco menos vulgar, pero de todas formas está diciendo alguien que es un pesado. But really, guys, take advantage of these cyber deals that are, they say Cyber Monday, but they keep going. Go to the website. You'll see them. You'll see. I keep getting email. This morning, I got 3 emails from Amazon, okay? And Carrefour and everybody else and their mother. So the deals are still going on. Check it out. Again, following on social media. And this way you can see those video greetings we filmed for you guys as well. And she says, it sounds so much fun. Yeah, well, it's going to be a blast. I'm telling you this. It's going to be one for the books, como decimos. One for the books or one for the record books. Uno no para contar, una para la historia. That would be a good way to translate it. Let's see. Who else is joining us today? Chris says, morning, dear people. The party is this coming Friday, the 1st. And question of the week about our first memory is Friday the 8th. Well, guess what, Chris? I just looked into it. And thank you for checking it. But our next question of the week is going to be on the 15th. That's right. The 15th, because the 8th is a holiday. So we won't have a show that Friday. The good news is that Wednesday and this coming Wednesday, you're going to have Learn with Lara, new lessons coming up. So stay tuned too, where you can learn along with my daughter and just see how naturally she just soaks up everything I give her. She's a little sponge. I hate to be cliche, but it's true. She blows my mind daily, and she cracks me up. Me parto con ella. And I wanted to share that with you because I love to watch her learn. And so you guys can listen to her learn and see that she's listening without prejudice. Sin prejuicio. She's not like, oh no, I'm using the wrong tense. What? No, she makes her point. So, thank you, Chris. This December 1st is the party, so send us in the next day or two your audio note, and then you have plenty of time until the next question of the week, which will be December 15th. And I think that's a nice one, for the holidays to look at some of our earliest memories. As always, I look forward to hearing from each and every one of you, amigos. We've got Charlie in the house. Charlie, oh, you just brought a smile to my face. He says, you're the best. You're simply the best. Because your classes are funny. Oh, thank you, my amigos. All right, well, we've got to go to a quick commercial break. I'm having fun. I hope you guys are as well. We've got many challenges up ahead. We're going to learn. We're going to laugh, as always, here on the show with no name. So, stick around. Welcome back, amigos. Welcome back. Welcome back to today's show with no name, where we are having fun learning English. Today in our pop quiz, we're taking a look at some material from Vocabulario en Inglés que deberías conocer. For under 10 euros, you have got 5 hours of audio. So you can hear it, because one thing is knowing the vocabulary, and one thing is knowing how it's said. And we know the way it's written in English isn't always the way it's said. That's one of the hardest things about my job, I've got to say. That I can give you the word home, hogar, and come, y que no rimen. No, home, debería ser come hum, or comb home. No, pero comb es C-O-M-B. What the fuck? Sorry, I hate to be vulgar, but it makes absolutely zero sense. Nada. Zilch. All right, amigos, we are partying here because the holiday is right around the corner. We're in the festive spirit, and we're learning and laughing and rising to the challenge. And if you love challenges, well, don't forget December 13th. Guess who's hosting our upcoming Vaughn Radio Trivia Night?
My name's Richard Vaughn. It's a real pleasure to meet you.
You guessed it. None other than the one and only Richard Vaughn. Join us on Wednesday, December 13th at 8:30 p.m. We're gonna have fun. We'll laugh. We'll play. You'll meet your favorite Vaughn Radio presenters and your fellow students. And there are even prizes for the winning team. So don't miss it. Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. Hosted by the one and only Richard Vaughn. Wednesday, December 13th at Roll Madrid, Calle de Amaniel 23. It's going to be tons of fun. That's right. It's going to be off the charts. Off the charts is La Bomba. All right, guys, we are rocking and rolling into our second part of the show. And let's take a look at today's Say What soundbite. Yeah. Say what? Say what? Say what? Huh? What's going on? That went over my head. What's the point? Yeah. All right, all right. The Say What soundbite. Every day, every night. I'm here with my Show with No Name crew. We keep it tight. You got a light? ¿Tienes fuego? I'm just looking for things that rhyme here. You know me, I like to rhyme every time. All right, all right. I'll stop. But I hope today's show doesn't flop. All right. Okay, I'm serious. I'm seriously going to stop. Why? Well, because we got to do the Say What soundbite. But if not, I'd keep rhyming. Well, yesterday's exercise was to rhyme something with focus. Focus. I miss focus. I miss focus. Is. All right, amigos, here we go with today's Say What soundbite. I think it's going to be pretty tough today. I want to be honest with you here. You know, I like to be straight up. Straight up, again, means sincero, franco. You can also say I'm going to be frank, but it sounds a lot more common to say I'm going to be straight with you or straight up with you. All right, here we go. This is your Say What soundbite for the first time.
It's out of my hands. That's very clever, sir. But what if there's a fire? I think violating fire codes and endangering the lives of children would be unwise at this juncture in your career, sir.
All right, there you go, amigos. That is the first listen of today's Say What soundbite, and we'll see what you guys come up with. Remember, your first mission here, your first mission is to give me what you heard in your best English. Just sum it up, resume, as we looked at before in the audio clip from Vocabulario en Inglés que deberías saber. In short, right? You can even use that. In short, if you want to emplearlo hoy como, well, in a nutshell, in short, to make a long story short, it's a guy who pa, right? And again, be wary, receloso of the adjectives you use, you know? Don't just say good or nice. You really use these adjectives to be descriptive, right? All right, let's hear it for a second time, and we'll see what you guys heard.
It's out of my hands. That's very clever, sir. But what if there's a fire? I think violating fire codes and endangering the lives of children would be unwise at this juncture in your career, sir.
All right, folks. And while you're thinking that through, let me tell you a little bit about Vaughn Groups. Do you know about Vaughn Groups? Well, I'm going to tell you all about them. They are group English classes that you can do via video conference or in person. And the good news is you can start whenever you want. And you can keep the same timetable, teacher, and classmates throughout the whole course. And the best part, there's no strings attached. Sin compromiso. And if you act now, you can get a 5% discount for paying up front. And if you stick with the course for 6 months, you'll get a 50% discount in June. Wow, what a deal! As if you needed more reasons to learn English with Vaughn. Check out our Vaughn Groups. Have fun and make friends as you learn English. Sign up now while there are still spots available. Call us 911-385831. Or you can go to our website, grupovaughn.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media and find out if Vaughn Groups are for you. That's right, folks. More information at our website, grupovaughn.com. Again, if you're following us on social media, then you won't miss a beat. No te pierdes ni una. And speaking of a beat, oh, there it is. I knew I was missing some vitamin today. Vitamin B. That's right, vitamin beet. All right, let's see who's on board participating. We were taking a look at our pop quiz, which came straight out of Vocabulario en Inglés que deberías conocer. Over 4,500 words and their pronunciation in 5 hours of audio. And again, this is for every level. So if you're a higher level, it's reviewing what Richard Vaughn considera the top ones, the ones you need to know. I mean, the title, the good thing about the title here is there's not much mystery to it. You should know these words. All right, let's see if our show with no namers are familiar with the 3 I gave you today. We've got Born to Iron Man participating, and he says, it looks harsh time for Argentina. All right, so it looks like, right, remember, this is very important here. So it looks, vamos a apuntar esto. It looks nice. It looks like a nice day. Si lo tienes, si te acuerdas, right? It smells great. It smells like pretzels. Cuando hay sustantivo, hay que emplear el like, okay? So it looks like harsh times, se usaría en plural, for Argentina. All right, we're going to give it to you because it's a great effort, but I just have to make that little adjustment, ese ajuste. Just so you know for next time. So it looks like harsh times for Argentina. You'll have to forgive my ignorance. I'm totally disconnected from the media. Don't tell me. I'm honestly not interested. I'm not interested in Argentina or Gaza. No offense. I hope nobody dies. That's all I'll say. I don't want anybody to die, and I don't want anybody to get hurt. But I can't think about them. I'm trying to handle my business over here. But I'm sure he's using Born to Iron Man. I always tell you that. Use current events. Usa la actualidad. So great. Great. Just be careful with that like over there. So it looks like harsh times for Argentina. Number 2. You're a naive person if you don't think cutting budget is coming. Okay. The first part, you're a naive person. Bien. The word is naive. Another word we use, a synonym, is gullible. Somebody who is gullible believes everything you tell them. Okay? In fact, in Back to the Future, the one they use is gullible. Don't be so gullible, McFly. Right? They use gullible, but naive, same thing. Just so you know, gullible or naive. So I got to make a little adjustment there. So you're a naive person, bien. If you don't think budget cuts are coming, yo lo pondría así entonces. Recortes, o sea, budget viene como el adjetivo. If you don't think budget cuts are coming, eso es perfecto ahí. Great effort, Born to Iron Man. And you just learned 2 new things, or reviewed them. We've got Chris Valrol in the house. Chris says, I know Marty McFly was considered a naive. Just be careful, Chris. We've got 2 options here. I know Marty McFly was considered a naive person or was considered naive sin el a. You decide. Great. Naive. Number 2. I guess it was a harsh moment. Poor thing. Yeah, that word harsh, guys, we use a lot. So, like, for example, también, si alguien insulta a alguien, like, oh, man, that was harsh. Que fuerte, right? Harsh weather. Those were harsh words, right? That was a harsh punishment. We use this adjective a lot. Know it. Great job. So I guess it was a harsh moment. Poor thing. Pobrecito. Then she says, I didn't realize the 8th is a holiday. I don't want to cut back my show with no name mornings. I know, but I need some days off too. I appreciate having a little day off here and there. So just be careful, Chris. And again, this is why, exactly why, I want you guys to use this stuff in context, to cut back on. So we need to cut back on our expenses. We need to cut back on our sugar. No solo dinero, no. I got to cut back on sugar. So es frase hecha, to cut back on something. Also, as a noun, they're called cutbacks. The company is, they're trying some new cutbacks for the new, for next season. I don't know. Just giving you an example as a noun, right? So cutbacks, or to cut back on, reducir, to economize, all right? So great job, Leo. There he is. Leo's in the house. And Leo says a young American is scolding. Great word, Leo. Wow. Hang on. Where's my totally native over here? Wow. Scold. To chew out. To yell at. To scold. To reprimand. Echar una bronca. So a young American is scolding. Oh, okay. Wait. So this is, hang on. We're going into the Say What soundbite. Let me just make sure. Let me just take a look over here and make sure nobody else is participating in the pop quiz before I move on. Because, Leo, I want to get to that right now. So let's see. Anybody else? Okay. Born to Iron Man is correcting it. Excellent job, Born to Iron Man. All right. So let's take a look then. Let's take a look and see. We're going to move on into our Say What soundbite. I played it already twice, so I'm going to play it an additional 2 times over there. And it's from an awesome movie. That's all I can say. And I know, creo que el título no tiene nada que ver. All right, well, we're going to take a look at our Say What then. Let's move on to our Say What. Wonderful job in the pop quiz, folks. Great job in the pop quiz. Our words were harsh, gullible, or naive. And the third one was cutbacks, or to cut back on, si lo empleamos como verbo. All right, let's see. Leo says, a young American, y te tengo que decir, Leo, I just hear one thing. She was a young American, oh, right. She was a young American, all night. Great one. A young American is scolding, and I'm never going to get through your comment, Leo. Nunca voy a atravesar. I keep going over the same part. So she's scolding, or he's scolding another person for something that he has done that, although it was clever, it was a clever action, maybe ironically, threatens the fire safety code in a place where there are children. Wonderful job. Excellent job. All right. Anybody else want to participate in our Say What soundbite? I'll give you a clue. As I said, it is from an awesome movie. All right. Going once. If not, we've got to move on because, as you guys know, we've got a lot of stuff to cover. We're going to move on to our spelling bee then, my amigos. Is everybody ready? Let's rock.
Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee.
All right, amigos. All right, it's our spelling bee, perhaps the most challenging section on our show daily, but I think you guys should be able to handle it. Although, wait a second. Now, when I look at it, it looks pretty challenging. You know why? The reason I say that is I have this theory. Correct me if I'm wrong, because, it's involving you guys. But I have a theory that words that are vowel heavy, o sea, que llevan muchos vocales, especially A, E, and I, those words, they tend to be a little trickier. And today I see a lot of those. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to forewarn you. All right, let's see. Before we get into round one of our spelling bee, Chris Valrol is going to tell us what she heard in the Say What soundbite. She says, I heard an American guy who is reproaching. Wow. ¿Cuántas formas de decir echar una bronca hemos mirado hoy? I heard an American guy who is reproaching another. He's reproaching another for something he did. So falta un for. And that could be bad for children. Absolutely. Great job. All right, amigos, here we go with our spelling bee. This is round one. And let's capitalize the first word, the first letter of every word, please, just for the sake of simplicity. Let's see if you guys can get them. I am going to fly. The first one is STRATFORD-UPON-AVON. The second one is WILLIAM space SHAKESPEARE. The third one is ANNE space HATHAWAY. The fourth one is WEDDING. The fifth one is GLOBE space THEATRE. And the last one is LORD space CHAMBERLIN' space MEN. And here's a little clue. He was a prolific playwright, poet, and actor, doing his part to propagate the English language. Although some say he was simply a plagiarizing imposter. Perhaps no writer in the Western world has wowed as many mortals as the whimsical William Shakespeare. To be or not to be? Join me as we suss out Shakespeare on this week's episode of FYI. Welcome to For Your Info. English. You got it. That's right, folks. So I just played the intro to the FYI episode on Shakespeare. Agitas cerveza. He Shakespeare. El agita cerveza. William Shakespeare. Well, I told him not to shake the beer in the house. All right. Well, if you haven't listened to those episodes, it blew my mind. I'll tell you right now, I hate Billy. I call him Billy. Billy Shakespeare. I don't like him. You know why? And it's the simple rebellion thing over here. And that is this. When I was studying theater, interpretación, acting, I was told by a teacher, thanks a lot, Ramon Delgado. That was his name, Ramon Delgado. I'll never forget. I was told if I was to consider myself an actor, I had to love Shakespeare. I didn't have a choice. Like, you have to love Shakespeare if you're an actor. And I'm like, I refuse. Now that you say that, I refuse. And it didn't make my Shakespeare classes with him any easier. Yeah, let's just put it this way. We clashed. It wasn't exactly Clash of the Titans, but let's just put it this way. I had one of those traumatic experiences, and I said, you could take Shakespeare and you could stick him up your ass. Now, that's the bad part of the story. The beautiful part here is after I prepared these episodes and I recorded them, I produced them, I found a new love for Shakespeare. Maybe enough time has passed. But when I realized that so many idiomatic expressions that are in common use today came from this man, or maybe not. As I said, some say he was an imposter. Well, either way, I found Shakespeare interesting again. I found him fascinating. And I hope you guys will as well. If you haven't listened to those episodes, both are available. Since it's from another season, I've already released the bonus episode. And usually the bonus episode is where you get all the idiomatic expressions. I mean, obviously there are idiomatic expressions in the first part of the episode. But in the bonus part, I make sure I teach a lot of expressions and vocabulary associated with each topic. All right, now it looks like we might have a winner here on our hands. Let's take a look. Born to Iron Man is taking a stab at it. Born to Iron Man, the first one is correct. The second one is also correct. The third one is correct. The fourth one is correct. The fifth one is perfect. And the sixth one is missing one little letter. Solo una letra pequeña, just one little letter it's missing, but wonderful effort. The good news, we're going to take a look at this list really quickly when we come back. Plus, we've got homophones, name that movie, double trouble. Man, we got a lot to do. So, stick around. Nice job, amigos. And thanks for learning and laughing with us here every day on the Show with No Name. Newsflash. We interrupt our regularly scheduled program to bring you this breaking news. Attention all Show with No Namers. As of January 2024, the Show with No Name live stream will be available exclusively to my patrons. If you'd like to continue to watch the show daily and participate in real time, join us at patreon.com/Alberto Alonso. And what is Patreon, you may ask? Well, as many of you know, I've been teaching for over 20 years. I've taught all kinds of people, from famous folks to young kids. And with a background in acting, I love communication. I have a radio show that's been on the air for 15 years and a very successful podcast called FYI. I've also written 5 books and have appeared on numerous TV and radio programs. But the thing I'm most proud of is this curious community on Patreon that we are creating every day together. And I really think you should join us. For as little as €3 a month, you can have access to Show with No Name live stream daily. Every week you can get a bonus episode of FYI. Also PDFs so you can follow the podcast. And the moment you sign up, you'll have access to an archive of over 1,000 posts. You'll also get early access to all my content. And a new feature, a chat, so you can have direct access to me and your fellow students. And most of all, you'll be a part of a curious community of people just like you, English explorers. Consider joining us on Patreon for as little as €3 a month, and you'll get access to so many English resources. And I highly recommend you sign up for a yearly membership. This way you make a commitment and you'll also save 10%. And don't take my word for it. Just ask some of my interstellar students.
I've already improved my pronunciation, and as a consequence, I've gained a lot of confidence in my speaking. Thanks to our weekly review class and our monthly masterclass, where, by the way, to top it off, we have a lot of fun. In a nutshell, if you are willing to better your English and much more in a fun way, you won't regret it if you join us.
Alberto is a passionate teacher, an excellent communicator, and what I think is key, he's able to put himself in the student's shoes. He's always willing to help. You'll have access to a wide range of topics every week, bonus content, vocabulary receipts, weekly review classes, monthly master classes, and so on. I think it's much more than just learning English. So go to Patreon, have a look around, and give it a try.
Because it has helped me keep my English in check and just, improve my language skills in the most fun way, because his podcast is really, really, really entertaining and fun, and so are the classes that we have afterwards to revise and go over the vocabulary and just discuss interesting topics. So if you're considering becoming a Patreon, don't hesitate, because that's a great way to improve your English.
We now return you back to your regularly scheduled program.
So what are you waiting for? Learn and laugh with us in our curious community over on patreon.com/Alberto Alonso. See you there. Welcome back, amigos. This is the second half of today's show with No Name on Vaughn Radio. The first half just whizzed by. It's another way of saying fly by. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. We've got so many more challenges up ahead, so many adventures, and we are partying all month long. Hell yeah! December 1st, this coming Friday, we are partying with Richard Vaughn, Kyle Miller, and the rest of the crew. It's going to be awesome. Send us a 1-minute voice message to alonso@grupovaughn.com, and you will be a part of that show that will go down in the history books. And you can even send it to your family and friends and say, hey, listen to me on the radio in English with the one and only Richard Vaughn. That's right, he'll be there. And I'm going to be asking him a lot of questions because I'm curious. I want to know how Vaughn Radio started, all those juicy details. Was there any moment where he thought about closing up shop, chapando el chiringo? Not Vaughn Systems. I mean the radio. It's expensive, guys. I don't know the actual budget, but that's why most companies don't have a radio station. So we're going to learn all about the legacy of Vaughn Radio. 20 years. The company's been around for over 40. So to another 20 years, which would not be possible without our amigos. All right, well, let's rock and roll right into the second half with Homophones on the show with no name.
Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's homophones only on the show with no name. And we're going to take a look at 2 words over here, and we'll see what's going on, my amigos. We'll see if you know the words, which one of them you should know because we looked at it recently. Yep. Now, we didn't look at this pair recently, but we looked at one of these words recently. So today I expect you guys to get it. Now, usually this isn't one of the most challenging sections. But again, if you're not saying the vocabulary with me aloud, you're not really doing anything in this section, right? So please, when it comes time to say it, please say it with me. The first word I want you to look at here is calambre o tirón, something that happens in your neck. And in your neck, you call it tortícolis. Now, why did I choose this one? Because remember I said base it on a true story? Well, remember, guys, I went to Portaventura and I rode Dragon Con. Well, I got tortícolis. It sounds like, for me, it sounds like a pasta dish. Hey, Alberto, you want some tortícolis? I got tortícolis with parmesano. Oh, yeah, give me some tortícolis. I like it. Not really. I hate it. So you call it, it's another way of saying a neck cramp. Un calambre is a cramp as well. But there were a few tough days there, harsh days, mira, para usar el vocabulario, where I could barely turn my head. And even now, I mean, look, I can show you. I got right here on my desk, right next to my soundboard, mi mesa de mezclar, I've got my Tiger Balm, el bálsamo de tigre. This is my drug of choice. Mi droga preferida. Especially when I have tortícolis con parmesano. So tortícolis is the first word, or calambre can also be, you could get it in, it's normal to get it in your neck or your back, right? Calambre en la espalda, tirón en la espalda. Let's put it this way. Your muscle is all, when I touched my neck last week, there was literally like a big, big knot, un nudo. And I said, well, how do you say, because then my wife says, you have tortícolis. I said, no, I'll have the tortellini, please. And then I looked it up. So see, my curiosity is going to give you our first word. And the second word is a word we've looked at pretty recently. And that word is riachuelo. Okay? It's a little river, right? Another way to say it is a brook. But I'm not looking for the word brook. So it's we looked at it with Dawson. ¿Te acuerdas Dawson? That awesome show that I used to love. Gotta love Katie Holmes. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, so those are your homophones, my amigos. And while you're thinking them through, let me tell you about Oxford English. ¿Qué tiene que ver la Universidad de Oxford con Vaughan? Pues muchísimo. Es una alegría anunciar que Vaughan ha sido certificado como centro examinador de Oxford Test of English. A partir del próximo mes de marzo 2023, podrás hacer los exámenes de Oxford Test of English en los centros de Vaughan. Si quieres más información sobre esta iniciativa de Vaughan y Oxford, puedes ver más en nuestra página web, grupovaughan.com. O bien síguenos en redes sociales para más información. Oxford Test of English con Vaughan.
Brilliant!
That's right, amigos. Oxford Test of English. Check it out, and you can get your evaluation done at any of our centers all over Spain. More information at our website, grupovon.com. All right, also, let me give you the Say What soundbite here for the third time.
It's out of my hands. That's very clever, sir. But what if there's a fire? I think violating fire codes and endangering the lives of children would be unwise at this juncture in your career, sir.
All right, there you go. That is The third listen, you'll hear that one more time, and hopefully somebody will be able to give us everything that's said over there. All right, let's look at our homophones, and then we've got to go back to our spelling bee because it looks like we might have some winners. Guys, in general today, let me just say, hats off. All right, the first person to participate in our homophone section is German. And German, yes, they are the correct words. So far, so good. And he says they're not homophones. Born to Iron Man, he says the correct words, and he says they're not homophones. Chris says, good choice, the Tiger Balm. Tiene una M, bálsamo en inglés es balm, con M, balm, pero la L no se pronuncia, balm. Suena como balm. Oh yeah, Chris, this is my drug of choice. Oh yeah, no doubt about it. When I've got like sore muscles or tortícolis con pasta, and she says, she says, good choice. The Tiger Balm for your better than going to the I think they're not homophones. Okay, so right now it's unanimous, huh? You guys claim to know this one. All right, well, the first one, believe me, I said it a few times last week, and I still have still remnants over there, and it's a crick. Okay, I had a crick, like cricket. We know the word cricket, grillos. It's also a game. Well, to have a crick in your neck means you can't move it. So sometimes it happens because you get, you have like this whiplash movement, no, latigazo, which I think it was my case. Now, you know what? I said Dragon Con, but it could be Furious Baco. In one of those, I'm telling you, I don't know which one it was, because it takes a while. I just remember being like, oh, that's going to hurt in the morning. And then I woke up the next day in Salud, and I was like, my wife's like, Alberto, and I had to turn my whole body. And then she says, you're getting old. You get injured on rides? I'm like, yep. This is a turning point in my life. I've never gotten injured on a ride. So I had a serious crick in my neck. And you can get a crick in your back. As we said before, it's a cramp, right? It's, where it really, really hurts over there. Calambre, cuello duro, tortícolis. I'm telling you, mine felt like there was like rocks inside of there. And, finally, I'm getting a little better. And I think I might even take a walk down to the creek today. What? Well, since the crick in my neck is better, I might take a walk down to the creek. En serio, hay un riachuelo aquí cerca, eh? I'm serious. Sounds like a good idea, but maybe I'll go on my bike. Well, either way, do they sound the same? I'll go to the creek now that my crick is better. They're not homophones. Nope. So to have a crick in your neck or in your back, creek, como el de Dawson, Dawson's Creek, right? And do you remember there was another word? Remember, we looked at the word creek, riachuelo, que suena como otra palabra. And that is chirriar, chirrido, right? The floorboards creak when you walk in the kitchen. The floorboard. So creek, chirrido, C-R-E-A-K. Creek, riachuelo, C-R-E-E-K. They sound the same, but they don't sound like crick, C-R-E-C-K. So there you go, my amigos. Let's take a look at round 2 of our spelling bee. Also, it looks like we might have a winner here. Let's see. The first, right after, I was going to say the first person to participate was Born to Iron Man, but we had a little snafu over there. Situation normal, all fucked up. Snafu. Un contratiempo. Let's see. Chris Valrol taking a stab at it. Chris, the first one is correct. The second one is also correct. The fourth one's correct. The fifth one's right. The sixth one's right. And the seventh one There is no seventh one. I was just making sure you were paying attention. It's correct. All of them. Nice job, Chris. And remember, that was round one. I haven't repeated them yet. I'm going to repeat them for you right now. German says, it sounds like you had a clashy experience with Shakespeare. Double A. Well, yeah, it's not Shakespeare. It's the vehicle. You know, it's the same thing. I always say, I hated history. Think about this. History, something that's so fascinating. It's stories. If you like stories, if you like Hollywood, if you like, reading books, then you like history. In español es la misma palabra, historia. Think about it, right? How could you not like history? If your family history, maybe not the Roman Empire, but your family history. Las raíces, it's great. History is excellent. Well, I had some pretty bad teachers, and I hate to blame them, but they were the ones who showed me, and I'm using air quotes, ironically here, they showed me what history was. And I said, this is fucking boring. Just memorizing dates, not even seeing like how they fit in. And then I rediscovered history. So the same thing, maybe that's happening now. I didn't like Shakespeare because I was told I had to like him, right? It was an act of rebellion. But if I just discover him on my own and discover what makes, and that's my goal in every FYI episode, to discover what makes whatever topic I'm looking at fascinating. Whether we're talking about donuts or we're talking about beer, which beer is just fascinating anyway, huh? Anybody getting thirsty? All right, let's see. Born to Iron Man says, Guillermo Agita Lanzas, a character you can find in this book is the milk, if I remember right. I'll have to take your word for it because it's been a while. But yay, hey, if you remember it, that's great news. All right, here we go, folks. This is round 2 of our spelling bee. If you didn't get it on the first go, easy peasy. Here we go. The first one is STRATFORD dash UPON dash AVON. The second one is WILLIAM space SHAKE SPEARE. The third one is ANNE space HATHAWAY. The next one, WEDDING. The fifth one is GLOBE space THEATRE. The sixth one is LORD space LA. See, I made a mistake. I'll start that one again. The sixth one is LORD space CHAMBERLAIN' space MEN. All right, there we go, my amigos. That is your spelling bee for the second round. Again, these are all words that had to do with William Shakespeare, because today in 1582 in Stratford-upon-Avon. Do you know what this is? Stratford-upon-Avon. This is where young William was born. Yes, that's right. His mother bore him. Did you know this one? So if to be born es ser parido, pues el verbo parir is to bear. My mother bore 3 children. Bear, bore, born. Yeah, como oso. She bore, well, in my mother's case, 2 children. So again, it's related to that word born that you all know. Stratford-upon-Avon is the place. And when you see in England, upon, it means on the river, tal. So, Stratford en el río Avon, upon Avon. Hey, we were talking about creeks before. This is more than a little creek. This is the birthplace of William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare, who was number 2. Number 3 was Anne Hathaway. Anne Hathaway, and that is who he decided to marry. And they married today in 1582. And it's interesting. It would be more common today to say they got married. Pero antiguamente se decía más, they married today. Both are correct, but to get married sounds more like less Shakespearean, less Victorian. They married on the 3rd of December. No, they got married. Más en el habla de cada día. And he married Anne Hathaway, or he got married to. Remember, we don't marry with. He married Anne Hathaway, and they had a lovely wedding. And be careful with this word, my beautiful amigos. Why? Well, because wedding, I've seen misspelled. He visto los alumnos muchas veces escribir weeding, quitando la mala hierba. And if you're good at weeding, well, come over to my garden, please. If you're having a wedding, you can invite me. So, dos des, no dos es, in wedding. Que lo he visto escrito mal? Countless times. So, wedding. And there's an FYI episode on weddings. If you haven't heard it, another way to say to get married is to tie the knot. To tie the knot, atar el nudo, literalmente. Number 5 was the Globe Theatre. The Globe Theatre, which was started by William Shakespeare, and it burned down. So now there's a Globe Theatre, but it's not, obviously not the original Globe Theatre in London. And then you've got Lord Chamberlain's Men. And Lord Chamberlain's Men, los hombres del Señor Chamberlain, that was the name of his touring company, their theater troupe. Yes, tropa, we say. The theater troupe that he had started. So today we took a look at the nuptials, que es una forma también muy formal. The nuptials, the holy matrimony between one William Shakespeare and Anne Hathaway. Do you take Anne Hathaway to be your lawfully wedded wife in sickness and in health until death do you part? I do. You say, yes, I want, no? Si quiero? Right? Isn't that what you say? Yeah, I want some. Yo quiero. I want to, or I want some. You know, we say, lo hago. Sí, I do. Do you? Es un question. Al final, you're practicing your short answers if you get married. Do you? Yes, I do. Como digas, yes, I have, pues ya no estás haciendo el ejercicio bien. And you know what happens there. You don't want to go through too many weddings. Oh, they're costly. Cuestan bastante. As we say, they cost an arm and a leg. All right, well, folks, before we go to our final commercial break, let's take a look at today's Double
Trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
That's right, amigos. That's right. It's Double Trouble only on the Show with No Name. And here's a challenge with a twist, as always. Now, lately, I've got to admit, these have been pretty difficult. I understand, but also I'm just trying to raise the bar, amigos. Subir el listón, you know, because I expect 110%, and you give me 110%. So no matter what you put, pongas lo que pongas, even if you get it wrong, I appreciate your participation and keep up the wonderful work. All right, now, you got a couple limitations here. Limitation 1 is you have to use the same word twice. And today, we're going to take a look at the concept of envy. So you cannot use the word envy, envidia, or envious. I want you to use other ways to say them. So you got an extra twist today, ¿no? There's a catch. Otra cosa hoy, otro término, ¿no? Vamos a decir. And that is, you cannot use the word envidia or envidioso, envy or envious. Good luck, my amigos. This is today's tough double trouble. So, la envidia es lo peor. Estaba muy envidioso de todas formas. Yo estuve. Oh, I always mix those up there. Well, whichever one it is, in English, it's the same word. That's the good news. Ahí el inglés es más fácil. Mira, fíjate. So, la envidia es lo peor, right? How would you say algo es lo peor? And you can't say envy, que de hecho no sería the envy. So, la envidia es lo peor. Estaba muy envidioso de todas formas. O yo estuve, yo estaba, yo estuve, I think sounds better. Ahora que lo digo, aunque estaba escrito. Yo estuve muy envidioso de todas formas. And the same way the crick in my neck is based on a true story, this one's not. I've never been an envious or especially not a jealous guy. And there's a difference in English. I mean, now they've become interchangeable, unfortunately, but there really is a difference. If you're jealous of somebody, that's not good. If you're envious, maybe you look up to them. Maybe you admire them. Maybe you want to model what, your life or the way you do business on that person. So let's not lose that word envy, because I envy you, man. 3 kids, 2 jobs, you're really, it's a compliment. Pero lo hemos cambiado. Qué envidia, right? And remember, another way to say envidia in English, which is still not the one I'm asking for here, is he's a hater. Es un envidioso. And that comes from the classic expression, don't hate the player, hate the game. All right, my amigos, we've got more fun and games up ahead here on the show with no name in the 4th and final part of today's show. Can't believe it. We'll take a look at today's Double Trouble. We've got famous birthday, say what soundbite, movie, name that lyric. We got a lot to do. So we're going to put the pedal to the metal in part 4. Stick around. Hello, amigos. Welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. Stay tuned, because after today's show, you've got the one and only Ximena Holiday and her program, Test Your English, followed by the lunchtime show with Rob Grams and Andy Vaughn and their antics, sus payasadas. And boy, do I love their antics. Well, that's why I'm friends with them. You don't normally become friends with somebody if you don't like their antics. They crack me up. Me parto con ellos. And you can crack up with Rob and Andy every day in the lunchtime show on Vaughn Radio, followed by one of our latest, greatest programs, Speak Up with Ruby followed by Let's Get Random with Jules Linares. After Let's Get Random, you've got Dave Boys and the Salad, Kyle Miller, Drive Time, Frankly Speaking with Chris Frank, Richard Vaughn Live, and the Pro Bow Show with your host, Rob Grams. Don't forget to download our free app. In this way, you can learn English wherever you go. Vaughn Radio, baby. All right, let's rock and roll with the third, not even the third, the fourth. Jeez Louise. The fourth listen of today's Say What soundbite. I don't think anybody's gotten it all yet. Here's your last chance.
It's out of my hands. That's very clever, sir. But what if there's a fire? I think violating fire codes and endangering the lives of children would be unwise at this juncture in your career, sir.
Listen carefully. Can you hear that? No. Listen closer. I'm not talking about the birds chirping. I'm talking about everybody speaking English and feeling comfortable. Listen. This is what it's like at Vaughn Town, a peaceful place where you can really learn English and lose your inhibitions. There's a reason it's one of our star programs. Vaughn Town, lose your fear of speaking English. If you want more information about this immersive experience, go to grupovaughn.com or give us a call, 911-385831. Lose your fear of speaking English and express yourself with clarity at Vaughn Town. That's right, folks. More information about Vaughn Town and all our other amazing initiatives at grupovaughn.com. Make sure you follow us on social media as well. All right, let's take a look at today's Double Trouble and see what you guys came up with. Now, this one was tough because I gave you some extra limitations today, but I think you guys will be able to figure it out. Let's see who's taking a stab at it. All right. The first one to participate is Born to Iron Man. And he says, jealousy is the worst. I was way jealous anyway. No, I like it, but remember we just said jealousy is not the same. I know people use them interchangeably, but they're not. In English, they're different. So not exactly what we're looking for, Born to Iron Man. I was looking for some idiomatic expressions here. All right, let's see. Leo, he says, eat your heart out is the worst thing. Nevertheless, I am eaten up with jealousy. I'll tell you something. I'm going to give it to you. All right, sounds forced, un poco forzado. But I like the way you think, and it's a great effort there. Eat your heart out, chúpate esa, toma, mira eso, ¿qué te parece? Eat your heart out, right? And so it's something we say to somebody like, eat your heart out, right? And he says, nevertheless, I'm eaten up with jealousy. You could say it's eating me up inside. It's great. I like it. Y cuidado con cómo deletreas jealousy. Te falta una A, Leo. But excellent effort, fellas. Wonderful job. Let's see, anybody? I'll give you a clue. These are expressions that were coined by none other than William Shakespeare. So, hey, today's Double Trouble sponsored by the original writer, William Shakespeare. Yes. All right, looks like we've got a winner over here in our Say What soundbite. Please give it up for your classmate, Chris Valrol. Nice job, Chris. I have a feeling you like this movie, too. And we'll take a look at what movie that is in just a moment. Let's take a look at our tough Double Trouble. A bit harsh today, no? Duro, severo. La envidia es lo peor. That green-eyed monster is the worst. We say un monstruo de ojos verdes. Thanks, Shakespeare. That green-eyed monster is the worst. No, la envidia, la jealousy. It's the worst. And then it says, pero estuve muy envidioso de todas formas. But I was green with envy either way. Oh. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you say verde. Do you use these? The green-eyed... Me suena que en español alguno de estos sí que lo usáis. Well, again, they're universal thanks to our friend Shakespeare here. So that green-eyed monster is the worst. It'll get you every time. No te escapes. No, nadie se escapa de ello. That green-eyed monster is the worst. Esa envidia. La envidia es lo peor. Either way, se puede empezar la frase o terminarla. Either way, I was green with envy. So the word we doubled up on over there was green. Excellent effort, amigos. Wonderful job. All right. Well, we are going to go to one of my favorite places ever. I think you know where we're going. Grab your popcorn. We're going to the movies.
Name that movie.
That's right, amigos. It's time for Name That Movie here on the show with no name. On guard. On guard, amigos. Muy bien. Decís verde de envidia. Same. I'm green with envy. No, en vez de, nosotros no decimos of. Es otra preposición, right? I'm green with envy. You say I'm verde de envidia. Y no usáis the green-eyed monster, la envidia, being jealous. Ese monstruo de ojos verdes. All right, here's your movie. An American military advisor embraces the samurai culture he was hired to destroy after he is captured in battle. Whoa. Man, it's pretty crazy. Sounds like these guys are fencing. Haciendo esgrima, fencing. So, an American military advisor, an advisor aconsejador, estos que van de la mili, embraces, to embrace es acoger, es también dar un abrazo. What a beautiful embrace that was. Es otra forma de decir hug, pero también es acoger algo, ¿no? Cogerlo con brazos abiertos, piénsalo. An American military advisor embraces the samurai culture. Pronuncia esta conmigo, por favor. Culture, no culture, 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 culture. To embrace the samurai culture, he was hired, contratado, to destroy after he's captured in battle. So he becomes a POW. You know that one? Pow! POW, a prisoner of war. And POW MIA, toma, y ahora sí que te estoy metiendo aquí, pero te voy a enseñar una expresión. So POW MIA is prisoner of war missing in action. So if I say, hey, where's, Vero, for example, Vero's not here today, or at least she's not participating. Where's Vero? She's MIA. No sabemos. We don't know where she is, no? Perdida en combate, you say. MIA. All right, but you know who is not MIA? Our movie queen. She's the movie queen. Oh, yeah. Chris Valrol. She is the movie queen. The movie is The Last Samurai. That's right. With Tomás Crucero, Tom Cruise. He spent almost 2 years prepping for this movie. You can say preparing or prepping. Son sinónimos. Prepping for this movie, including fencing. He had to learn esgrima, as we just said. And he even took Japanese language lessons as well to get proficient, at least, to be able to say the things he needed to say and understand what he was saying. So, and what else? What else? And he narrowly escaped fatal injuries. We all know Tom Cruise likes to do his own stunts. He likes to put his life in jeopardy, en peligro. And so what happened was he almost got stabbed with a sword. A sword was swung. You swing a sword. So it was swung within 1 inch, un pulgar. So that's half of your thumb, la mitad de tu pulgar, de tu dedo pulgar. That's about an inch when we measure it, right? From your knuckle, del nudillo y toda la uña, right? That whole area. The top part of your finger. From your fingertip to your knuckle, here on your thumb, that's 1 inch, roughly, más o menos. So it came within 1 inch of his neck when he was filming. And, what happened was there was a mechanical horse that they were riding to do the special effects, and the machine malfunctioned. And, the timing was off. And that's very important. I was at the circus this past weekend. In the globe of death, or the sphere of death, as they call it, either one. El de las motos, cuando van en un círculo, en un globo así. If your timing is off, you're dead, right? You're going to get killed. Okay. It's going to be a big explosion in that ball. So timing is so key when you're doing dangerous stunts. And because of a machine error, he almost lost his life. Let's take a look at the scene here. Katsumoto says, "And who was your general? ¿Quién fue tu general?" And Algren says, "Don't you have a rebellion to lead? ¿No tienes tú una rebelión que tienes que llevar o dirigir? Don't you have a rebellion to lead?" And Katsumoto says, "People in your country do not like conversation." O sea, no les gusta hablar de las cosas. And then Algren says, "He was a lieutenant colonel." Coronel, teniente. Lieutenant colonel. His name was Custer. "I know his name. He killed many warriors." Oh, yes, many warriors. He was a good general. No. He wasn't a good general. He was arrogant and foolhardy. And foolhardy is, he doesn't make good decisions. Toma decisiones imprudente, temerario, foolhardy. And he got massacred because he took a single battalion. He took a single battalion against 2,000 angry Indians. And Katsumoto said, 2,000 Indians? How many men for Custer? General Custer, famous general. And Algren says, 211. And Katsumoto says, "I like this General Custer." And then he answers, "He was a murderer who fell in love with his own legend, un asesino que se enamoró con su propio leyenda. And his troops died for it. Y sus tropas murieron por ello." And Katsumoto says, "I think this is a very good death." And Algren says, "Well, maybe you can have one just like it someday." O sea, deseándote la misma muerte. There you go, folks. Great movie, The Last Samurai. But now it's time to move on to a little celebration. It's famous birthday trivia. All right, my amigos. It's time for famous birthday trivia. Let's see what we've got here. The first birthday boy was born in 1943. And if you've seen movies, which many of you have, this guy's raspy voice is in so many movies. I've got to be honest, I can't stand him. No le soporto. I'm just being honest. Have you seen The Naked Gun? Agárralo como puedes. I love LA. In the city, I love LA. This guy, he's basically in so many movies. You know, You Got a Friend in Need. You better do. He does all those like 80s songs. You Got a Friend in Me. I think It's Gonna Rain Today. I think he's Hollywood's favorite soundtrack writer, or at least he was. I don't think he's that popular anymore. But the guy has had a collective 92 nominations in various music categories. He's won 3 Emmys, 7 Grammy Awards, and everything else under the sun. I don't like his music, but seems like the world does. I did, you know what? I did like it, but then I just heard it too much, and I'm like, it's too cheesy. So you be the judge. He's our first birthday boy. Number 2, she was born in 1933, an American actress, and she was nominated for the Golden Globe and Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for her portrayal of Selena Cross in the 1957 film Peyton Place. I'm sure you guys changed the title there, Peyton Place. And she's won many other awards. Another very talented person, like her or not, like the first guy. I don't like him, but I can't deny that he's obviously got more songwriting talent than I do. Pixar's not buying my songs. I do have 2 or 3 songs. Anyway, our third birthday boy was born in 1959, and this guy was the king of the 80s. He was in the Brat Pack, and the Brat Pack was Molly Ringwald, Rob Lowe, Andrew McCarthy, Demi Moore, Ali Sheedy, all the people in St. Elmo's Fire. Seguro que tiene otro nombre en español. Gonna be a man in motion, gonna get me a pair of wheels, gonna be the air sun, St. Elmo's Fire. Also, he was in the Breakfast Club, El Club de los Sábados. What did you call that one? I think it was El Club de los Siete or something you called it. That's a classic movie, man. When they all have a weekend detention. Well, everybody in that movie is in the Brat Pack. Like that was the 80s actors. The young actors in the 80s, the Brat Pack. El Pack de los Niñatos, because they usually played brats in the movie as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a winner. Chris Valrol. Number 1 is Randy Newman. Number 2, let's see. Number 2 is Hope Lang. And number 3, Judd Nelson. And that's going to bring us over to our Say What soundbite. This is from El Club de los Cinco. That's it. Thanks, Chris. I don't remember how many of them there were, but yes, we call it The Breakfast Club. And what a great movie, huh? And you got just some of the best actors of the time all together. And they were in a lot of movies together, not just this one, as we said, St. Elmo's Fire and other ones. And he says, it's out of my hands. Está fuera de mis manos. He's talking to the principal who's trying to block the doorway so they can't go in and out. So they're blocking the doorway with a bookcase, con una estantería. And he looks at the guy at the principal, and he's giving him a hard time. He's, the bad guy, let's say. And he goes, it's out of my hands. Out of, decimos auda. It's out of my hands. He goes, that's very clever, sir. Me gusta un poco. I love that you caught the irony. Somebody said they caught the irony. That's very clever, sir. But what if there's a fire? Que si hay un incendio? What if there's a fire? I think violating fire codes and endangering the lives of children would be unwise. No sería de listos. Wise is smart. Well, unwise, that's an unwise decision. So it would be unwise at this juncture in your career, sir. Y at this juncture es una forma muy formal de decir en este momento. At this juncture in your career, tu vida profesional. So let's hear it. This is Judd Nelson, our birthday boy from The Breakfast Club.
It's out of my hands. That's very clever, sir. But what if there's a fire? I think violating fire codes and endangering the lives of children would be unwise at this juncture in your career, sir.
All right, folks, and it's time for our last section, Name That Lyric.
Hi, hello, Alberto. I think the song is... No? Sorry, bye.
Name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. Name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's Name That Lyric only on the show with no name. And thank you. Thank you. I'm destroying my voice with that Randy Newman. I love LA. You got a friend in need. Do that for 5 minutes and you won't have a voice, or at least you'll be hoarse the rest of the day. And I don't mean horse, caballo. There's another homophone before we say goodbye. Horse, H-O-R-S-E, caballo. Horse, H-O-A-R-S-E, is afónico. So excellent job to all my amigos today and every day. Seriously. Whether you're hey, I got to say this part. It's really important. But even if you're not tuned in live, you are an important student. And we're so glad that you listen to Vaughn Radio. Thank you so much for celebrating all this time together. 20 years, whether you got here 5 minutes ago or you've been here since the beginning, which some of you have. Thank you. We're going to have a blast on Friday, and we'd love to hear from all of you guys. So do it now. Do it before you forget. You know, while you're thinking about Vaughn Radio, you got it fresh on your mind. Your chip is in English right now. It's a good moment to record a 1-minute greeting. Hey, what's up, Richard and the rest of you? Whatever. Say whatever you want. It's Chris Valrol. Thank you for being there. It's been a pleasure. To another 20 years. Or you want to sing a song? Chris Valrol is very... I'm saying that in your case because I know that that's something that's up your alley. Justo lo que harías tú. All right, let's take a look then, amigos. Here's the song. I love this song, and I'll tell you what, this is a great song to put anybody in a good mood. It makes you want to shake your booty, mover el culete. It is funky. And the song is called Right Place, Wrong Time. I was in the right place, but it must have been the wrong time. I was in a bad place, but it must have used the wrong line. This is Dr. John. If you don't know this song, it's awesome. And speaking of movies, it's I discovered this song, to be honest. I didn't know the artist Dr. John. I discovered this song from the movie Dazed and Confused. It's one of the greatest soundtracks ever. And once I heard the song, I'm like, this is on my list of favorites. And it is to this day. I hope you enjoy it too. It goes, I've been in the right place. Yo he estado en el sitio correcto. But it must have been the wrong time. But it must have been the wrong time. Pero a lo mejor no era el momento adecuado. It must have been the wrong time. I'd have said the right thing. Yo hubiese dicho la cosa correcta. But I must have used the wrong line. Pero a lo mejor no usé la frase correcta. All right. If you don't know the song, you can look it up. It's Dr. John, Right Place, Wrong Time. And we've all been there. Let's shake our booties, amigos. Ow! Come on. Here it is. Bring it in. There it is. There's the funk. Feel the funk. Feel the funk. Feel the funk. Ow!